Hey everyone, it's April 10th and welcome to episode number 8 of Learn To Yoyo. Today we're going to be learning the trick Eiffel Tower, which looks just like this. And I know you may be thinking it just looks like a great way to get into a messy knot, but if you break this trick down into each individual step, it makes the whole thing much easier to understand. And before we know it, you're going to be doing the Eiffel Tower. So the first thing we're going to do is just let the yo-yo drop and stop it from spinning. Because to practice this, we actually don't need the yo-yo spinning at all, because really it's just involving the string. And so we can just let our yo-yo hang out at the bottom of the string. And now the first step of the trick, we're going to put our hand out straight in front of us like we're telling someone to stop. So hand out straight in front of us like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap that string around with the string going on our thumb on the bottom and then over our pinky. And now from that point, we're going to put our thumb in front of the string just like that. Now remember, it's important that each of these steps is done correctly. So if you're going along here, don't be afraid to pause the video and try to go along with me. So again, hand out, string on the thumb and pinky, thumb comes around the string to the front. Then what we're going to do is bring that top hand down and meet our thumb and the string together right here. And it's important that it's about in the middle of the string. So you don't want it down here, you don't want it too high up here, but roughly about in the middle of the string compared to where my thumb is and where the yo-yo is. So right here, this throw hand thumb is going to go right in the middle of the string. And then I'm going to put my opposite hand, so the hand that the string isn't attached to that I have wrapped around up here, I'm going to bring that hand down and forward. It's important that that thumb on the opposite hand stays over the string. As we're pulling this down, we don't want to let this thumb go behind the string. We want to keep it in front. So as we go down this way, we're going to go down and grab this string, so a few inches above where the yo-yo is, with our pointer finger and curl it. So you want to kind of hook it just like that. Well, as you're doing this, it's important that you don't drop any of the other strings going on, because it can be really easy to focus, oh, I just have to grab the string here, and then you end up letting the string slide off of your throw hand thumb. So again, let's go through all of this and make sure that we keep everything intact the whole time. So around the hand, thumb in front, bring this hand down, meet the string. Then we bring the top hand down, thumb stays in front of the string. Come down and then hook this string with the finger. And then what we're going to do is actually pull that string through this little circle that we've created here. So we're going to pull it here and just pull our hand through and pull that string through. And from here you might be thinking, okay, this looks nothing like the Eiffel Tower, but actually we're really close to getting the trick completed at this point. And what we want to do is just turn our hand, make sure to keep the string on your thumb, turn our hand down just like this and meet our middle finger right with that string. We can kind of wiggle it around to get the Eiffel Tower to form, and that's what the trick's going to look like. And from here, I want to go over a few different things that might happen as you're practicing the trick that might stop you from being able to perform it correctly. So as we're going through the steps, we want to make sure that each step is done exactly how I do it in the video. So like I said, don't be afraid to pause the video. So here, I notice a lot of people forget to keep their palm facing out in front of them, and they might kind of already mess up that first step and put their hand this way. So remember, palm facing out. And as we wrap around this way, and then go down to grab the string here, it's really easy to forget where to grab here and to grab too low, and then when you pull it through, you don't have any string left over. So the way to avoid that is, as you get through all these steps, you can put your hands a little closer together so you have a little more string to work with here. And then when you go to grab that string in the middle and you pull it through, you still have all of this string right here to work with, right? And then from that point, just meet the middle finger right down to here and you have your tower. But one more thing that might happen is this thumb right here, the string might slide off of it in the middle of the trick. So I'll show you a few places where that might happen. So as we're getting through the whole thing, and then we go to pull it through, it's kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the string on the thumb there. So when you go to pull this through, it might pull the string off your throw hand thumb. So we want to avoid that. So it helps if as you're doing that, you angle your thumb out a little bit. So that way when you pull it through, it's pulling against your thumb here, and it's not going to slide off your thumb. So, thumb out, now pull it through, and now from here, just meet that hand, that middle finger down to here. And so as you can see, my hand is right next to the yo-yo. So if I touch the yo-yo, it's going to stop it from spinning. So like I said, you can kind of slide the strings around and adjust it as you're doing it to get that tower. But as you're sliding the strings around, and keep this in mind when you're practicing the other parts of the trick too, you don't want to let that throw hand thumb get too close to this string. So watch what happens if I do that. If I'm sliding the strings and I let that thumb get too close, then the tower disappears. And once you've gotten the formation of the tower down, you're probably wondering, how do I get out of this without getting a knot, right? And it's actually really simple. All you're going to do is pull that throw hand away and then just slowly drop all the strings. And you won't have a knot if you've done the trick correctly up to that point. And now that we know how to do each step, we're ready to challenge ourselves to do it with the yo-yo spinning. So it's going to take a nice hard throw to do this, and don't get too frustrated if you can't get it right away and your yo-yo runs out of spin. Just remember, throw it nice and hard. Try to go through each of those steps. Try not to pay too much attention to the yo-yo as you're doing it. And before you know it, you'll know how to do the Eiffel Tower. Now you guys know how to do the Eiffel Tower. If you have any questions while you're practicing, go ahead and drop a comment down below. And if you guys have enjoyed following along this series, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the future episodes. And with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap up this episode of Learn to Yo-Yo. I'll catch you guys in the next one where we'll be learning to rock the baby.